When I was in India in 2006 and 2007, in 2007 we had 7 million people come. 7 million in 3 days. That was probably the largest crowd I think that ever gathered in India for anything. And I'll never forget the news people that came, hundreds of them, hundreds of news organizations from all over India. And this woman, very smart woman, very smart. I took a group of preachers with me. One of them was Jensen Franklin came. I said, Jensen, just come and pray for me. He said, on the platform, just pray the whole time. And a lot of preachers from the U.S. came with me and others from, other parts of the world. And they were there in the back. And Jensen was standing as the news groups were all over me with microphones everywhere and cameras. And this very smart woman, she said, well, you talked about Jesus to our people. Why did you not talk about, and she gave me some name of some God I never heard of. Well, why didn't you tell the Hindu people about, and she gave me whatever name that God, supposedly the most famous God in India. And you could feel the tension in the room. And all of them are Hindus. Why didn't you talk about our gods? And especially this God she mentioned who was so famous. I said, young lady, since I do not know this God, I cannot speak for him. I represent Jesus Christ, and therefore I can only talk about him. I said, if I served this God you mentioned, I'll gladly talk about him. But since I know nothing about him, I have nothing to say. Therefore, I have nothing to say about anyone I don't know. But I do know Jesus. So she said, you have nothing to say about our gods? I said, I know nothing about them. Therefore, I am not authorized to speak. But if you want to know more about Jesus, I'll tell you. She said, go on, tell us. And I told all India on television, Jesus is the way, the truth, and the life. Now, precious people, I'm here to tell you. I'm here to tell you. He is the Son of God. And there is no other way to heaven but through him.